No questions asked. So, Dallas, thank you so much for doing that song. Yeah, having an idea what I wanted to say today, it inspired me and paves the way for my title today, which is Stand Your Ground. So that may mean a lot of different things to you. At different times, it means a lot of different things to me. But the feeling of it, I'm standing my ground. I know what my truth is. That is my truth, the only truth. And anything that moves forward from that place of consciousness and devotion is my path. Who's talking? So ground into the truth of who you are. Now, I didn't plan to say this, but stuff always comes up for me at the last minute, in the moment, and it usually pertains to Dr. Carolyn. I saw her come in, so she's here somewhere. Where is she? Anyway, okay. So there was a Sunday in the 9.5 years that I was her full-time staff minister, assistant minister. There was a day that I was speaking, but she happened to be here for some reason. And I used to get these terrible migraines. And so on this particular day when I came in and I went into her office and she just took one look at me and she said, "You've got a headache, don't you?" I go, "Yeah." And she leaned into me, knowing that I was supposed to give the talk. She leaned in me and she said to me, "Do you believe this stuff or what?" Now, stuff was not the word that she said. And that was a call to stand my ground. And so when I started, I had that headache, but I soon forgot about it. And then when I went back to visit it, it was gone. But that was a moment that obviously it's etched in my memory, as are many things that she said to me. Thank you very much. And I don't say that sarcastically. So, when it comes to world peace, world peace about the virtues, the values that we believe in. That's where I go. What is it? What are my values? My values, some of my values, just off the top of my head, some of my values are oneness, honoring and respecting every individual as creations of this infinite one, including anything that I don't believe, honoring individuals to make a choice. That is something that each one of us are free and called to do, to choose what we believe and to choose how we want to act. And without taking the time to go into the specific values, because you're going to decide those if you haven't already for yourselves, if they don't resonate with my values, then it's not for me. And it's not peaceful, it's not loving. So these are the qualities of the infinite mind are really a lot of what my values are. And we honor all paths to God. And whatever choices people make, I don't have to agree with them, but everyone is free to choose. And usually, choices that are inhumane are made by people who have been treated inhumanely, that have been treated with values that are the opposite of what most of us believe. And so what's the call? The call is for love. And that has to begin within each one of us. We are very fortunate to be a part of this spiritual philosophy of New Thought. It covers every aspect of life. It is a way of living because all creation begins with thought. Each one of us, we're a thought, an idea within the mind of God. And as God focused, said, on it, and this is good and very good. And now, go experience your goodness. Choose. That takes a lot of faith, doesn't it, of this creator to go, hey, have at it. Make your mistakes. Learn. Practice. And this spirit is at the center of all people, no matter what they believe, and it will find a way to move through their consciousness, to bubble up, and to simply be. That idea has already been planted and resonates within every individual. It's not our problem to fix them. What is ours to do is to stand our ground in the values that we believe and to treat others, no matter what, from that place of consciousness. So the question is, and I do, after all these years, ask myself this on occasion, what is it I believe about the nature of God? If God is one and God is the beginning, and that God responds to my belief, what is it I believe about God? That is something that, whether we're new to this teaching or, I bet as children we wondered about that. I know I did. I looked up at the moon when I was taking the trash out for my family, and it was dark and it was kind of like scary. And I'd look up and I'd think about God, and then I'd get really scared. But we mature, don't we? We mature, and we have the opportunity to choose new beliefs and to learn. So, what do you believe about the nature of God? What do you believe about yourself? I invite you to do yourself a favor and to contemplate that during the week. Who do you think you are? What do you believe about yourself as an emanation of this infinite, loving source? Pure potential, infinite possibilities. What do you believe about yourself? Now, I found that to be kind of a scary thought. And Dr. Carolyn, again, on Sunday when we would come in every single week, those of you that were here way back then, what do you believe about God? What do you believe about yourself? Not what you think you believe, but what you really, really, really believe. Way down deep in there. Now that's a scary thought. But it was good to hear that question over and over and over again. So when you really decide, when you choose what you believe about yourself, then we have to stand our ground, don't we? We have to say, that is who I am. I'm an eternal, infinite being. God is my source. I am one with this infinite one. I am always safe. And fears and doubts begin to dissipate. And seeds of faith and strength are planted. And that's who we really are. And you know what? Every single bit of that takes place within our own being. Now, yeah, I had lots of help along the way. But as I was reminded, I was the one that did the work. And that work never ends. Because I'm also a human being. I have feelings. I have emotions. We've got stuff to deal with, right? All kinds of stuff to deal with. But we can choose, and it becomes a habit. So I have 3 life skills to share with you that maybe will help. The first one, and I'm going to go into each one of these in a little more detail, but the first one is let go of what was. What was is everything way back there. And we decide who we are frequently by everything that went on back there. And if we're going to do that, then everything in the future is going to demonstrate in some way or another way back there. No, thank you. Been there, done that, participated in that. That is not who I am. How about you? Okay. Okay. Yeah. The second one is enjoy what's in the present moment. God is my source. Wave the little toy. Be happy. Love one another. Hug. Kiss. Plant flowers. Yeah, you. Whatever it is. What makes you happy? And then have faith in the future. Okay, so to let go of what was, there's many, many different ways that we can approach this. I am a longtime big fan of inner child work because that's a lot of what I was. So letting go does not mean denying the past or pretending that it didn't matter. It means recognizing it, coming to terms with it. It also means forgiveness. Forgive. And forgiving ourselves. Let go. Forgiving ourselves and doing the work around that means that we begin to release the grip that the past has on us. The resentment, the hurt, whatever it is. Letting go of the past it gives us freedom. It's a get out of jail card. Free. Your sentence is done. I'm free. This is a new beginning. It says, I honor what I have lived and I release it with compassion. And I also forgive the other, for they know not what they did. And chances are, if you go back to them in the now moment, they see it very differently. Although, our freedom is not dependent on what they think of us, right? As a matter of fact, what you think of me, what anybody thinks of me, is none of my business. Because that weakens me. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't want feedback. It means I don't need to hear old stories. That somebody, whether it's family or friends or, whatever, that they're still having that same belief about me, which is it's like a projection of themselves. So let yourself out of jail. Loosen the grips. Isn't there a song about the chains that bind you? Yeah, take them off. Let them go. And living in the present and finding the best in it. The present moment is the only place where life is happening. Now, we know this. But to really have it up here in our focus, life and what is going on with me is totally in the present moment. We know this because the past has already happened. I don't want to travel back there unless traveling back there means that there's some cathartic or therapeutic purpose for it, but not just as a repetitive cycle. Living in the present moment is the only place where life is happening. Do you want to be there? No? Okay, yes, but hey, sometimes we don't. We have the choice to just remove ourselves or to tell ourselves another story about it. If we don't want to be with what is happening with us right now, maybe there's an aspect of that that's absolutely okay. That is just calling for love, calling for remembering who you are. I mean, I remember the time living here in Chico when I was diagnosed with cancer, and then I had to begin all the steps of chemotherapy and whatnot. Did I want to be there? No. But I also knew that who I brought to that experience was very important. And I could cry when it was happening, and I could let all of my feelings about it be there because it was about loving myself. And in that way, I was living in the moment. And to find the best in something doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that we would have chosen it. But if something is happening, it's in the present moment. So, in that moment, notice simple blessings. Notice the kindness of someone that may be in your experience. Maybe you notice sunlight coming through a window, or a loving touch. Or maybe you notice something coming up within you that is a nurturing, loving idea. Notice. If we're so focused on this is wrong and this shouldn't be happening, that's all we can notice. So, why isn't this better? What about What's here for me right now? In the midst of this sadness, this grief, this fear, this apprehension, this concern for how I'm going to deal with something. It doesn't matter what it is, because we're all dealing with so many things. But it's still, what's here for me? How can I bring forward this strength, standing my ground, that whatever it is that is the call, it's within me. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. Even in difficult moments, there can be something steady, your breath, recognizing that you're strong. And if you don't feel strong, that strength is still there. You can love yourself. And this leads right into have faith in the future. It's that saying, the arc of the universe is always moving towards something greater. It's not exactly that, but you get the idea. The universe arcs that way for better and better and better and better for every individual. Now that could mean that they pass on, that they make their transition. We make transitions in this body, and sometimes we make a transition into something else that we don't get to know here. And it's God. It's good. It's Spirit loving us. Having faith in the future is about trusting the unfolding of life. It's a quiet assurance within us that life is still moving in a forward trajectory. That things really, really, really will work out. And they will work out sooner and better as we stand our ground and remember who we are. And that there's meaning in everything that we are experiencing. So bringing it all together. Letting go, being present, trusting the forward trajectory of life. It forms kind of a spiritual rhythm that we begin to work with because we're always moving through these different places in our lives. Releasing the past so it no longer weighs you down. Receiving the present so that you can fully live your life, your best life, as it's said. And trusting the future that you can walk with peace of mind, knowing that things will be better because you're getting better. You're learning, you're growing, you are embodying more of this spiritual being that you are. Rumi, the mystic poet, said of transcendent wisdom, he declared, we carry with us the wonders that we seek outside of us. I love that. And lastly, Jesus. The kingdom is within you. Not later, now. The kingdom is within me. I love that. The kingdom of God is within me. This is my power. I choose it. I stand in it. And I absolutely love it. And so it is.